regather, a try for the Melbourne Genius.
Pappenhausen accelerates onto the ball, shows it as if he's going to kick it, and then just slices through.
Now Slater again. Oh, Slater is carving them up.
He's not just a big body, he's quick, he can move, he's evasive.
Back inside for Slater. Billy Slater will score.
Hello, Billy's breakdown time for another week. Great to see you, Billy. Plenty to talk about.
Sure
Upset
is.
Saturday, I'm calling it.
Wow.
The Raiders struggling. Canterbury back in the winner's circle, but for the Roosters, that's 2 losses in a row. There's a few problems there.
Well, they just don't seem to have that continuity within their attack at the moment. Through their key positions, Sam Walker and Luke Keary are still trying to work each other's game out. James Tedesco is trying his backside off, so there's a few questions for Trent Robinson and his team.
Yeah, what do you think about the halves at the moment? Sam Walker, somewhat quiet against the Bulldogs. Luke Keary's wearing 7, Walker in 6. Andrew Johnson suggested it's time to switch them back around.
Does it make much difference? I'm not sure it changes their game a whole heap. I think Luke Keary needs to take control of the game and the team. It's his team. He's the more experienced half, and we've seen he can do it. He's done it in the past on the big stage, 2018 Grand Final. I got a front row seat to see what Luke Keary can do in the 7 jersey. I know Cooper Cronk was in that game, but it was Luke Keary at his best then. So, look, I think it'll just take time. Listening to Trent Robinson after the game, I think he knows what the problem is, and it just needs to find out the answers. So they won't be too far off the Roosters. They've got too many good players in their team and too much knowledge in their organisation to not work it out.
Billy, you're jumping into the coaching furnace this year. Just whatever you do, look at Ricky Stewart, OK? That's the kind of thing that coaching can do to you. But extreme pressure on Ricky. Obviously, his team have lost 5 in a row now, and the news has got even worse for them. Jack Whiten looking at 2 to 3 weeks because of that dangerous tackle.
Yeah, pulling his hair out sticky down there in Canberra. Look, they were dealt a cruel blow early in the year when they lost their 9 and then lost their 7. So already behind the 8 ball, but it just got worse on the weekend. 18 errors and 10 penalties or ruck infringements. Well, when you're delivering that sort of stuff in an 80-minute game, you can't expect to win. They were in the game at the end. Shaun Johnson put them away with a field goal. But, look, I don't know where Canberra go. I suppose the only way is just hard work. You've got to work your way out of it. You can't take shortcuts. There's no magic pill to get out of this. You've got to work hard. But certainly an embarrassed Ricky Stewart post-game on the weekend. NRL coaching. Wow.
It's State of Origin coaching too. On the flip side, Trent Barrett had the week from hell, really. His 5th win as Bulldogs coach against the Roosters. He was pacing the sideline yesterday, but he got a full 80-minute effort out of his team. They hang on.
He certainly did. And I suppose the Canberra Raiders could take a leaf out of the Bulldogs and just work for absolute everything. And they earned that victory on the weekend against the Roosters. So they worked really hard, and their bye, Josh Addo-Carr, he certainly delivered with some footy smarts. He went over from dummy half early in the game and then took an intercept from a Sam Walker pass. So he understands the game really well, Josh Addo-Carr, and they certainly got their value right there in that game. So, worked hard for it.
He hasn't been in the clear very often this year, but I can confirm he's still the fastest man on the planet.
Is he? Gus tell you that?
Gus told me that. Yeah, we clocked him. The other news, of course, in terms of match review, Cole Lawton from Manly, 4 to 5 weeks. How do you see that one?
I think it's probably at the top end or a bit over the top end of what I was thinking. Initially, I was surprised he got sent off. The more I watched the tackle, and probably what we really need to focus on, it was a dangerous tackle. I don't think anyone shies away from that. It was a dangerous tackle. We don't want to see those tackles in our game. And if we do see those tackles on a regular occasion, we're going to see someone seriously injured. So I'm happy that there was a penalty. He essentially misses 5 matches because he missed 70 minutes of the match versus South Sydney and basically had to sit there in the sheds. I really feel sorry for Carl, but he'll do his time and he'll move on from it, but probably at the top end, a little bit over the top end of what I thought it was worth.
Yeah. Billy, it's not uncommon to see teams turn around their attack from one season to another. The Cowboys have done it the other way. They've turned their defence around. Anyone could score points against them last year. They've got the 2nd best defensive record in the competition and they sit in 3rd place.
They've had an incredible off-season. Obviously, their pre-season, they worked really hard. They always talk about how much contact work they've done. But it's amazing, and you'd be surprised when you get your attack right how it energises your defence. You're turning the ball over in good field position, and you've got a lot more energy to get off the line, do all the little things in the defence that helps you win games of football. They're a serious team, the Cowboys. I think they showed on the weekend against the Parramatta Eels that they can defend like the best of them, but they can also blow you away with their strike weapon. Scott Drinkwater is their most creative player. I think he's having a great season. Hemiso Tabuai comes back in. Tabuai Fido comes back into the frame now. He's coming back from injury. So the one thing that Todd Payton is saying up there is that you've got to get on board the team things, and everyone's giving themselves to the team. I think Hamiso will have to do that for a period of time until a vacancy in the outside backs come up. But, wow, they're playing well.
Well, you know you're going well as a team when an Origin player can't even crack it in the outside backs there. Storm and Panthers to come in the next month. They've also got Newcastle and the West Tigers. So I suppose, particularly when you get towards the back end of that next month, we're going to find out exactly where the Cowboys are at. Now, Billy, we've got some great games coming up in what round is it coming up? We've got round 9 coming up, of course.
Yep, round 9.
Here. Thursday night footy, South Sydney versus Brisbane, but the footy world is focused on Friday night footy already. The unbeaten Panthers trying to extend their home run to 22 straight against their arch rivals Parramatta. I cannot remember the last time a club game has been sold out over a week before it's played.
I'm really looking forward to this game. This is going to be a beauty. I'm heading out to Penrith on Friday night, and I tell you what, the Panthers look unbeatable at the moment. They haven't been beaten at home for about 3 years. And Parramatta haven't been playing their best football over the last 3 weeks. They've lost 2 of those games. But they've got the game to upset Penrith. I think they're physical enough to match them in the middle. And if their key man, Mitchell Moses, stands up, I love the way that he has the balance of being able to play a structured, pre-planned game and also that unstructured reaction football. I think it's going to be a heck of a match and really looking forward to it.
Yes, of course, that 8-6 final, a classic. Last year up in Rockhampton that game was played. You're tipping the Panthers, though, or do you think Parra can do it?
I will tip the Panthers, but I think if Mitchell Moses can have one of his days, he'll make it a really exciting game out there. Really like the way that he can get his left-hand side of the field organised. He gets one runner underneath and gets a lead runner inside their centre, which preserves that space out wide. He's got a beautiful over-the-top pass, which we see here, Wanga Blake scoring in the corner, but still has that ability to play that unstructured type football. When he gets an offload, the ball needs to go to Mitchell Moses. He uses his running game beautifully. And the other thing is, if he can get his spine players getting moving around him, Reid Marnie picks up a nice little kick on this occasion, and that's when they're at their best. Clint Gutherson gets around the football, Dylan Brown gets around the football, and anything can happen. They play off their instincts. But I think Penrith might just get the chocolates in this one, but really looking forward to it.
I'll tell you, they hate each other, Penrith and Parra. There is no love lost there at all.
Absolutely.
Strong word. But it's true. It sums it all up. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Tom.
That's the breakdown for this week.